Hello, my name is JB Stone, and I will be featured in the 2024 winter online exclusive of the West Trade Review. And my poem is entitled Response Jack's Blues after Robert Creeley's poem Jack's Blues. My inspiration for the poem was actually from a poetry prompt that I was engaged in during Rochelle Toromino's workshop, which was actually dedicated to a whole nother poet. And the challenge was to write a poem based on a poet who used to live in your city, but is no longer, on this earth with us. So it was kind of a response poem to a poem of his, but also a dedication in a way. It's obviously a little different, but I think what I loved about it was the idea of how we're all rolling on with ourselves. Jack's Blues talks about, like a lot of Robert Creeley's work, talks a lot about existentialism in a way where we're trying to connect the dots towards the external of our lives and the internal. So, external being, the political and social cataclysms of the world with our own personal cataclysms. And I was trying to, in a way, connect the dots with that poem. And I think that's the basis of literally 90% of a lot of poems I read. It was definitely a labor of love, but it was a labor of a lot more than that. Response Jack's Blues after Robert Creeley. I've rolled up enough joints to fill up the room of a Wu-Tang Clan concert, smog the canopies of 1,000 forests, yet there's more to healing than substance, more to flooding than the life raft. No one says staying afloat is all they wish if they haven't first embraced drowning. No one says they're fine without saying they're not 1,000 times to themselves. I've rolled myself out of bed, slow motion kinetics for a life cycle spent self loathing. And you ask why I might roll the same way for a 5 alarm fire. I've got nights where I don't know what republic I'll awake in next, if the rent will rise again soon, or how many calls the loan office makes to smother me in demands. I found peace in presence, but options for a better future decay, like the apparatus of a skyline that's more chimney than garden. I don't want to say I've fallen out of love with the city where your ghost lingers, but if I had to, I'd say it's complicated. I've rolled with many punches, but I'm not a boxer. I'm not a tumbleweed. I can't carry a brain bleed, and I can't roam silent through wastelands. I'll chance the world for all of its burning and grinding. News of warfare and slaughter will find more nights made for sleep, not for candlelight vigils. I've rolled my eyes enough. I want to know my hope won't become a distant memory.